start off with this question. Why are you still using cable? Because of the long advertisement breaks, the inability to be flexible for customers, the cliffhangers that the programs would love to leave you on, or the disturbingly high prices they're charging you? If your answer was yes to any of these questions, then you and me are clearly not the same. But if any of these factors have frustrated you as during your time as a cable customer, then I think you should hear me out. I'm going to introduce you to something crazy. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't, but they're called streaming services. According to the article entitled Factors Affecting Consumers' Willingness to Subscribe to Over-the-Top OTT Video Streaming Services in India, they are loved for their all-time access, HD quality, global content, and all-device access. And I think that you will love these features too. My personal favorite feature of these services is their all-device access. As a college student who is living in a dorm this year, I do not have access to a television. However, I still want to be able to sit down, unwind, and relax while watching my favorite television shows. Streaming services such as Netflix have allowed me to be able to enjoy this luxury as I can watch them right here from my computer. However, when I head home for break next week, I will be able to pick up right where I left off on my television at home on the cozy couch that I miss dearly. Since being at college, I do feel like I have two homes, and I am grateful for streaming services for allowing me to have a time where I can unwind seamlessly in both places. All-device access feature can be useful in many small ways too. For example, I know my mom watches Netflix to pass the time while she waits in the car for my brother's baseball practice to be over. That's an hour away, so it doesn't make sense for her to come home and come back. So watching this show on her phone allows her to have some entertainment and unwind after being at work all day while still being with my brother at baseball practice. In reality, people have a lot more free time than the free time that they have at home. Cable television does not account for that, while streaming services do. I'm sure we've all experienced a time when we were out and about and had nothing to do. Maybe it was on the train coming home from work or waiting a long time for an appointment. It is during these times that streaming services allow for entertainment to take over the boredom that is happening. I now want to show you some of the really cool features that different streaming services have to offer. So here I am, I'm logged on to my Netflix account, and I just want to point out a few things that they have available for customers. Something that I think is really nice that they have are these sections that are entitled, We Think You'll Love These, and Top Picks for Kendall. In doing this, they compile shows and movies that they think that I will like, and they personalize it for other people as well. Based on shows and movies that I have previously watched, and they have algorithms in place in order to do that. Through this feature, you can be introduced to shows and movies that you wouldn't have chosen to watch before and that you might really love, so it is really cool. I know that I have experienced many times when using a cable network where I would spend so much time just on the channel guide trying to find something that I wanted to watch. So I think that it's really cool that they have many programs right here for you right when you log in, so you don't have to search for it. It's right there, that they believe that you will enjoy, and it'll avoid wasting all of that time and energy that you could just be using in order to enjoy yourself. A complaint of many when it comes to streaming services is the fact that it takes away the interactive feature that cable television provides when programs are just first premiering. When people are all watching shows or movies live in their homes, it allows for conversations online to take place that can connect people. X, formerly called Twitter, for example, is normally popping when a highly anticipated premiere is happening, with people sharing their various opinions and therefore creating a community with each other. I think that people at times find that streaming services can result in isolation because of the all-time access feature that is typically really helpful to people. It also results in people not watching things all at the same time and therefore eliminating the communities to an extent. However, because streaming services are constantly evolving and changing with the times, unlike cable, some, for example, Disney Plus, have added attributes such as having a live stream and then having it continue to be available after the initial premiere is over. There are also some added benefits as well compared to cable, such as the ability to watch from the beginning, even when the premiere is still happening. There is no more need to have to rush home and fear that you will miss the first few minutes of the show if you do not have it recorded, because those first few minutes will still be available to you, even if you get to the TV at 7:05 rather than at 7 on the dot. Now, I understand a lot of decisions come down to cost. It makes sense after all. In reality, there are a lot of other things we want to experience in our lifetime outside of just sitting and looking at a screen. While this is true, I think that some of my favorite memories with my family involve sitting down in our family room and watching something. During the pandemic, for example, when everything was still on lockdown, we would have nightly family movie nights where each of us would choose a movie for us to watch on Netflix. Netflix provided us with the comfort that we would be able to watch any of the 3,600 plus movies that they have available at any given time. We watched Field of Dreams, She's All That, Love Actually, and more during that time, and they have all become some of my favorite movies, especially because they have a special memory involved in spending time with my family too. While these moments are priceless, they are even cheaper when using streaming services than when using cable. According to a U.S. News article entitled "The Average Cable Bill is Now Over $200 a Month," the average monthly cable TV package is now $217.42 a month. According to 2022 numbers, whereas the standard Netflix subscription costs roughly 9% of the monthly cable TV subscription and only about $29 more for a whole year's worth of Netflix compared with 1 month of cable TV. If you were to do the math on this, you would learn that cable is costing people roughly $2,609.04 a year, whereas having a subscription to a streaming service is saving you $2,362.80 a year. That is a startling difference, especially when considering the significant added benefits that streaming services provide to their consumer as well. It is no wonder that there are so many people, especially among the younger generation, who are making the jump strictly to streaming services. It is rare to find a product that not only benefits you with the product itself, but also financially, and you should take advantage of that. An argument that many people have against streaming platforms is that there are so many of them. There's Hulu, Netflix, Disney+, Peacock, Max, Paramount, YouTube TV, Discovery+, the list goes on and on. For many, this can seem overwhelming, and that makes sense. However, I like to think of them in the same way that I think of as channels. On your television, there is an abundance of channels, hundreds. They all offer you something different. Some have shows about interior design and decorating. Others have reality shows, while some show historical documentaries. Having a subscription to more than one streaming service is similar to you having channels with cable. They all offer different shows and movies to you, with some overlapping. While there are many people who find themselves content with just having a subscription to one streaming service, there are some people who want a wider variety available to them. People who are switching from cable to streaming can find this frightening because they worry that their monthly bill is going to start to add up. Personally, my family has subscriptions to 3 services: Netflix, Hulu, and Peacock. Our monthly bill comes out to around $100 for all 3. Yes, that is more than the $29 that it costs just to have one Netflix. But we are able to get a wide variety of programs such as sports, classic movies, reality television, and more that entertains all 5 of us, which I promise you is very challenging to find at times. It also is still half the price of cable and provides flexibility as well as the continuation of new features coming our way. It is more than worth the price, and once you get used to switching between streaming services, if you choose to have more than one rather than channels, it does feel like second nature. According to the journal entitled "Netflix Killed Cable Star, Cable TV is Definitionally Disadvantaged for the Use of Artificial Intelligence," it is stated that in viewers ages 18 to 29 years old, 61% watch TV through online streaming services. This number is significantly lower in generations who are older. This does make sense because people who are in the 18 to 29-year-old age group have grown up as technology has become more and more advanced, whereas those who are older may find it still a little more foreign. I don't think that fear should hold people back from saving money as well as having a more enjoyable, personable experience when watching television. So I'm going to give a quick tutorial to show how easy it is to use a streaming service. So here I am on my computer once again, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to log on and begin watching a show or a movie on Netflix, since that's the streaming service that we have been talking about the most. If I was on a television, I obviously wouldn't have to do this part, but I'm just going to type into my browser Netflix, and it's going to take me right here, and it takes me right to my profile, which is really nice. But I also just want to point out to you how there's other profiles as well. So my mom, dad, brother, sister all also have a profile, and I think this is really nice because this keeps everything really separate from you and your families, so there's no more getting mad at someone who watched a show that you recorded, didn't keep your spot, now you have to go searching for the spot. And it does avoid a lot of fights because everything is just strictly for you and personal on your profile, which I really like personally because my siblings love to not leave spots for me. So now that we're here, So obviously the second you open up, you have all these options, top searches, trending now, watched again, comedy, new releases. One of the things that I wanted to point out to you is how they also keep pretty much right when you get in there, a continue watching for you. So it will keep track of what I've been watching, what I haven't finished yet. And so recently I've been watching the Murdaugh murders, very interesting. So all I have to do is click on it, and then it's gonna take me right back to the spot that I left off at, which is really nice. And I really like that. You don't have to ever go find your spot again. It always keeps track of it. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to use. In my opinion, it's actually easier to navigate than cable, but change can always be scary. So I wanted to give you a super easy and quick tutorial on how to use it. Overall, I just wanted to show you some of the main features that streaming services currently have in comparison to cable. They are continuing to change and adapt with the times, unlike cable, so maybe when you finally make your account, there will be even more fun features available to you.